What can I say? It feels like home. It feels like home every time that I'm with Sarah. And I had the gift of being able to hang out with her for a few days when I was in California last month. And it's always expansive, and the field of potential that she opens up just in conversation and her expressing what's happening in her life of Sarah, really you contemplating what's opening, how do I land in this, how do I listen, and how do I take action. And I don't know if it's so much how you take action, it's when you take action perhaps, or when that inspiration comes in. um, but it's absolutely phenomenal. And to be around this type of energy when our environment is so crucial right now because of the ways that we're growing, our consciousness is expanding, to be in that field of expansion as opposed to sitting in the retraction on a continuous basis, which is what a lot of what's happening in the world might be inviting us to do. Um, this helps you create a new life. And that's the new conversation today. That, well, it's not new conversation, but it's more aware, more grounded. And say we're gonna be talking about new energy, new consciousness, and new reality. So it's gonna be a phenomenal call. Y'all know who Sarah is, and we'll get into a little bit more. And perhaps Sarah, I'll get you to explain how it is that you work with clients as well, and with your audience. But we're really getting into, we're in a whole new world, and what are we going to create? And it's not like anything that's ever happened before. So how are we going to follow that flow, that symphony that's playing, and hear those particular notes that are for us individually? And then how the collective is going to respond to the way that we play our note as well, and we meet in relationship to that. So again, it's gonna be a fantastic call. Sarah, we're gonna talk about stepping out of old stories and patterns, which I have some that I'm letting go of still, which is fantastic. Or actually leveling up from. It's like if there's remnants or things that were still pinging the field, they're coming up in a different way. And I know, Sarah, that you're also gonna take us through a process on how to create our new reality. So this is exciting. Y'all, we're gonna go into deep conversation. It's Sarah, just get ready. And if there's time, I think there will be, we'll also open up to Q&A. So if y'all wanna ask Sarah your question on video, click on the participants box or the little icon at the bottom of the video, and there'll be an opportunity for you to raise your hand. And a little bit later during the call, I'll switch y'all who raise your hand to panelists, and we'll roll through the queue on there. And Sarah, oh my God, Sarah's full of great news today, by the way. So this is so good. Welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I am so thrilled to be here, and you are one of my favorite people in this whole world. And I just love when we come together and co-create these experiences, whether it's in person and we get to go have fun, or we get to have fun here with the incredible BTO audience and April. I'm just thrilled to be here, and we have so much to talk about. And I think there is a lot of new stuff to talk about. Our lives are just transforming. We are in such an incredible time where there is this new energy coming in. We're coming into new levels of consciousness, and all of that leads to creating a whole new reality for yourself. Whatever you can imagine for yourself is possible. And I can promise you that. I love to share with people how my own journey has unfolded. And John, you and I have talked about this so many times. I think people see this part of our journey, the part of our journey where we get the absolute joyful opportunity to live our dreams and do it with passion and do it with love. But we have been on the other side of this. We have been in that job that we just have completely outgrown. We've been in that relationship that no longer resonates. We've lived in that place that we know is not where we're meant to be. And we've had to live this wisdom and live the teachings and live all of this in order to create these incredible lives that we get to live. And I say that with so much humility and so much love and compassion for every single person that's been part of my journey, because you are one of those people who came into my life and changed my life, being part of BTO, having you in my life, and the incredible people like that through BTO. So it was one of my absolute favorite things to be on this show, and I'm so excited for our conversation today. So thank you.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. And I want to step into and share a couple of small stories and maybe a short version of your latest manifestation, Sarah. but to really illuminate the synchronicities and how different things appear as we follow the threads that are in that amplified state, when we let go of the need for it to be a particular way and the reality of the energy kind of takes over. So the first little one is share about your shirt. This is
Well,
funny.
not only is it the shirt I had on last time I saw John, but I was getting ready for this call and I thought, well, I kind of want to wear something special, maybe something different than I always wear. And I was going to wear this black shirt, this like pretty silk button down black shirt. And I went into my closet. It was like, nope, there was no energy in the black shirt. There was like no energy in the black shirt. And I picked up the blue shirt and I'm like, wow, I always wear blue, but okay, I'm wearing this shirt. It just lit up my whole closet. This one shirt lit up. I put it on, we get on the call and we totally match. And I love it. Because in my mind, I thought, well, you know, John always wears black and I'm sure he's going to wear black. So I'll wear black. And clearly we both got the message. So, hey, I can tell you, even as a channel of the council, the ability to communicate telepathically, the ability to tune in to people in a much higher level of connection and communication, the ability to hear messages in nature, the ability to communicate with animals is at an all-time high in my experience. It just keeps getting deeper and better and clearer and stronger. And I don't know how many times when I have an experience like this, I'm just reminded that, hey, we are so connected in the ethers. And if you're willing to just tune into that and follow the energy and allow the light to guide the way for you, amazing miracles happen no matter how big and how small. To me, this is just as fun as what we might call some of those big miracles. In my opinion, if you don't celebrate all of the so-called little miracles, you might miss the big one.
Yeah. Well, we start having a relationship with it. There's an intimacy that starts building and we start feeling like the little note being played in the background where perhaps we didn't have the ear for it before. So attuning to that and allowing it to flow through us in a somatic and emotional experience and the awareness that it pings also, it creates, it's a cosmic intelligence or a divine intelligence that starts to wake up once we start flexing and playing with that muscle.
Yeah. You can train your eyes to see anything you want to see. You can train yourself to hear what you want to hear. You can train your senses to start responding to you in a way that you hear and see and taste and touch the reality that you want to experience for you, no matter what else is going on for everybody around you, which is a whole lot of what we're going to talk about today when we're talking about this new energy and new consciousness to create your new reality. It is all about starting to, we talk about shifting our beliefs and all that, but it's really starting to think in a way that you never have before about who you are and what is possible for you and the way you really intended your life to be.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I love that you said it goes beyond shifting our beliefs, because now we're talking about shifting old stories, not the belief, but the old story, shifting the old pattern and shifting the thinking also. So sometimes we don't know that we're in the old story, the old pattern. How do we start recognizing that? And how do we create the process of stepping out of it?
Really good. It is as simple as slowing down a bit and being conscious when you unconsciously hold yourself in limitation. It's noticing your words. I'll give you a perfect example. I was sharing in our master's class community something the other day. I get pretty intimate about my stories and what's going on and how I live it and how many different experiences that we were having of this wisdom. And I started to tell something. I was going to say, I'm one of those people that I'm always on time. I'm always on time. I'm never late, can't be late. I'm just one of those people that's really always on time. You might think that that is not an old story, but it is, for me, an old story. And I caught myself saying it and I went, oh, wait, this is another way that I hold myself in limitation and in lack of time. I have to be there at a certain time. And if I'm not there in a certain time, then the experience is not the way it should be. And I create this scarcity of time. I create this, oh, I only have 10 minutes. And now all of a sudden I am a slave to this concept we have, which is called time. Now, you can make time serve you. You can start coming into the moment and expanding time and space and have time start working on your behalf. But you've got to elevate yourself out of the stories that keep you in lack and limitation. And sometimes they're really sneaky, and sometimes you think you're actually being aware of who you are, and yet you're unconsciously holding yourself in lack and limitation. And that's just one way that I notice, but I notice all the time. You maybe had this experience, you say the word, oh, I'm trying to figure it out. Just this little thing, I'm trying to figure it out, versus I am choosing to figure this out. I am choosing versus trying. Now, figuring things out is a whole nother conversation.
Right.
Because what I have also learned is we don't need to figure anything out. When you're in the flow and you're following energy and letting light guide the way, you trying to figure it out just limits it anyway. But I'm trying to learn how to use a computer. I hear this a lot. I'm not good with computers. I'm trying this computer thing. I'm trying this Zoom thing, right? Versus I am choosing to learn how to use Zoom. I am choosing to learn how to, just simple little things like that. When you catch yourself and you go, there's something here that feels like I'm holding myself in some old story or some limitation. And then ask for the highest words to come through you. Open up and let the highest words come. And you can tell by the way that you feel. You can tell by the way that you feel, whether you're in energy that is supportive, when you're in that new energy, when you're in that field of potential and possibility, or when you're holding yourself in the old.
Oh, that's so wonderful. It's so funny. I was on a call with Brandy Gilmore, who's been a speaker on the show also. And last week I talked to her about, I had this resistance about my taxes. I was doing corporate stuff. It was last minute, didn't feel good. She goes, I'm going to help you with that. And we were talking about it. And again, it's the limitation of the words. It's the belief. It's the, every time I have to do taxes. And we got into it and we went into the analogy. It's like, okay, pretend you're steering a car on the road. Now look to the side and try to steer down the road. What's going to happen? You can't go anywhere. You're going to crash. And that's what we're doing energetically. We're saying that we don't want to do something. We're trying to move forward, but we can't without something blowing up or anything like that. So even noticing where we're looking on the road and we want to move forward in our lives, it's a great piece of awareness to say, but hold on a second, this is what I'm choosing. And then that choice, it becomes so empowered, and the energy shifts from one of resistance to knowing, having the sight of where it is that you want to steer your vehicle to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and money is such a good one to practice being in a new level of consciousness and creating a new reality around money. Not putting any money out in the world unless you can be in a state of abundance and prosperity when you are putting that energy in the world. Mm-hmm. I was having a conversation the other day with a client. We were talking about how she has this lingering residual sort of PTSD about getting money, having it in her account. She's been going from the corporate world into following her calling and using her spiritual gifts in the world. And she'd gone through money before and got down to nothing, and then money came in. But she said, I'm still not cash flowing my business and I'm going through my savings, but I really feel like I'm doing the right thing. But I just have this anxiety every time I go into my bank account. And the counsel's message to her was, first off, don't even go in your bank account. Don't even sit down to do your taxes. Do not pay a bill until you get yourself in a place that you are in your power. Mm-hmm. People tell me all the time, I want prosperity. I want abundance. I want wealth. I want to be rich. Do you really feel it? Are you choosing it? Are you choosing prosperity? It's a choice. Or are you choosing lack? Get yourself in that place of, I am choosing prosperity. I'm choosing to come into this from a level of prosperity and abundance. And if you're not there, then go outside for a walk, go out in nature, start noticing all of the abundance in nature. Look at how prosperous we are to live the way we live. If you are on this call, it means you have a phone or a computer. You are abundant.
Yeah.
You are. And so before you even go to the bank account, get into that good feeling place. Then when you're in that good feeling place, the council said, figure out how much money you need for everything you want and need today. So if you amortize your mortgage payment or your rent payment over 30 days, whatever it would be, let's just say it costs you $100 a day. And you have to put gas in your car and you're going to go to the grocery store, whatever it is that you need to do, think about how much that would cost. And then go, what else? Is there anything you want? Do you want to go buy a new shirt? Do you want to go to have a nice dinner? What would that cost? And figure out what that would be. And let's just say that's $300. Everything you want and need for today is $300. And when you go in your account and there's 10 times that, or 100 times that, or 1,000 times that, or maybe just that amount, you have everything you need and more. If you have exactly that amount, you have everything you need today. If you have $1 more, then you have everything you need and a little more. And when we start shifting our perspective, that is a new way of thinking about money. That's a new way of approaching your abundance and your prosperity and well-being. It's how you create a new reality. We've got to do things different than the way we've always done them if you want to create a whole new reality of living and loving and being all that you are in this world. So that's just one of the examples, but you're so right about, where we're focused and how we're focused. Our perspective, how you are perceiving, is what's creating your reality.
Mm-hmm.
You can perceive your way into a wealthy, abundant, prosperous life. I know that for sure.
You embody it. Yeah.
Perceive your way into well-being. You can perceive your way into love and beauty. When you start focusing on all the beauty all around you, the beauty in others, the beauty in the world, the beauty in nature, in the trees, in the animals, when you start noticing all the beauty, all of a sudden you feel so much more beautiful. Or you notice the power of nature. You go out and you see these big, massive trees and boulders and mountains and the powerful ocean or whatever it is, and you let it reflect back to you, your own power. You begin to start perceiving yourself in a whole different way when you start changing your perspective of what you want your reality to be.
How do you help your clients get clear of what that reality is? Because a lot of times there's a lot of wobble. We're not quite real. Well, we want a great relationship with our spouse or with our partner, but maybe not. We want that job, but not if it entails having this. We want all these other things, but it comes with perhaps these things that would seem to oppose it. It's yes, but.
This is such a perfect question, especially what we were talking about before we got on the call. I was sharing with you that it came very out of the blue, completely unexpectedly, that I was going to be moving out of the place that I was living in. Had no reason to think this would come because I didn't have any need or desire to move from where I was. And in the process of that, I went, okay, well, all right, what would I really want if I were to just sort of imagine? All these things came in. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I looked at a couple places and they were kind of that, but not that, kind of had that, but not that. Some things I hadn't thought about wanting. Out of the blue, divine orchestration, completely in the flow, I found a house that has absolutely every single thing I wanted and more. And it just came. It was just clear. It was choiceless. It was what I call this hell yes. It was not a maybe, I don't know if it's the right job. Maybe, I don't know if it's the right person. Maybe, I don't know if it's the right place. If you will hold the space and stay in this energy of creation, created within your own creation, not going to lack, not going into worry, not trying to figure it out, holding the space of what would feel good, what you would enjoy, what is exciting to you, what you can imagine for yourself. It will all eventually line up, and it will just be choiceless. It'll be choiceless. But most of the time we settle. And I found this to be true in my own experience. Right before that choiceless thing shows up, something shows up that's like close, but not quite it. And you could settle for it because you're kind of not sure that the universe really is got your back and really does know who you are and where you are and what you want and what's coming for you. But if you will just stay in the energy of, I always have everything I need and more, everything is always working out for me, allowing it to come until it is totally choiceless. Let the energy guide the way, let the light guide you, and at some moment it'll be choiceless. But to answer your question even more specifically, I think one of the things that trips people up more than anything at all is they get so specific and attached and in expectation. Specific, it has to be that person. It has to be right now. It has to be that job. It has to be that thing. So specific that you really limit the universe. Attached, you get so attached to where you are, who you're with, titles, names, all that stuff. Expectation creates a lot of resistance. And so play in the energy, play in this energy of creation. I'm just coming off of, a couple weeks or a month or so of looking at houses, and I could put myself in different realities and go, oh, what would my life feel like if it was that? What would my life feel like if it was that? What would it feel like it was this? You get to play in all of those different realities. And if you don't drag your creation into lack and limitation, you get to have it all. You get to be in this reality where, yeah, sometimes your creation is something that you experience in a little more of a formless reality. But consciousness is what moves energy into form. So when you stay conscious and you stay open and allowing energy to support you and guide you, then eventually that or something better, or as I would say, beyond your wildest dreams, comes in when you can stay in a state of consciousness, continue to open and allow energy to serve you, and let yourself be guided. Sometimes, at least in my experience, and John, I know you can relate to this, where my house is something I hadn't even thought to allow myself to take in. My head had a story about where I could live and where I couldn't live. My head had a story. My head was very specific and very attached and had some expectations. In one moment, my head went, nope. And my heart just went, yeah, go see how it feels. Just go see how it feels. And I tell people, when you're looking for a new job, when you're exploring new relationships or you want a new relationship, just show up and see how it feels. The more you can show up and see how it feels and not be attached, not be in expectation, and not get too specific, you can allow your creations to be in this limitless space of pure potential instead of always trying to drag it down into an old story or lack and limitation. We do this in relationships all the time. We meet someone and we go, okay, well, they fit this particular profile, so they must be a business potential partner. They fit this particular profile, they must be a potential romantic relationship. Or they could only be a friend because of this, this, and this, right? And we put them in a box, and then we begin to limit what that relationship can be because it's got to be in a specific box. And then we have all this expectation around it. How long should you know someone before you date or before you move in together? And then it's this expectation of, okay, when are we getting married? Or when are we? So we take this big, incredible, pure potential and possibility, and we just try to put it in a box and put it in a shelf. So we know what it is and we know where it goes, and we just limit it. The same with a job or a business or career. People ask questions about, what am I supposed to do next? Where is this all going? Who cares? Just have fun with it. it doesn't really matter the destination when you are enjoying the creation process, the magic, the miracles, the adventure, the beauty along, and the love along the way.
Mm.
And when we just allow ourselves to be present and in the moment and be who you are and love fully and live fully without trying to be so specific, without all the expectations and attachments of how you think it should be, or maybe the old stories of the way things were in the past.
Yeah, it's big. And what, as you're talking about all of this, even again, you're feeling into what a particular home would feel like. You're being in the flow of the energy to kind of try it on for a little while. Even as you talked about relationships and being in the energy of it as it appears. Everything that you were saying, even in the jobs, even though our emotions were projecting into a possibility, our emotions are present, our emotions aren't in the future. So all that you're talking about, it's all present moment energy and awareness that's seeking to expand and give you an intelligence of a barometer that will guide you along the way. And so this is powerful, because for me, this is how we really can reverse engineer our future, by getting into the truth of the moment of what's available for us and what we're saying to in the now, instead of having the expectation, because expectations create structures that will crumble. They just do.
We are in new energy. There's this new energy coming into us. You can call it whatever you want. Heaven on earth, a new earth, fifth dimension, oneness consciousness, unity consciousness, whatever it is. We are coming into a new place. We have never been here before. You've never been where you're going. Get excited about that. Don't try to drag it into some past familiar thing that is an old way of thinking. Emotions come from our thoughts. The thoughts that you're thinking are affecting your emotions. Your emotions affect the way that you feel. The way that you feel affects your vibration, which is what is drawing your reality to you. And so most always, when you're having an emotional response to something, positive or negative, doesn't really matter. It's coming from what you think about it. We get excited about holidays or Christmas or your birthday or something you're going to celebrate. It is a complete belief. It's a belief that that particular day is somehow more special than any other. It's a belief. So we get all excited, our emotions, we get all into some particular day because of how we believe, what we believe about that day of the year. Mm-hmm. And so the reverse is also true. When you have a story that, in a way of perceiving, that directs your thinking in a negative way or limits you in your thoughts, then that begins to affect your emotions. And people could say, well, I'm just so emotional, but or this thing was really emotional for me, but it comes back to the thoughts you're thinking about it. And if we want to create a new reality, if we want to go somewhere new, if you want to live a life beyond your wildest dreams, then you've got to start perceiving and thinking differently than you ever have before. It's about expanding your consciousness, expanding your awareness to more of what is possible for you. Because when you expand your consciousness and your awareness, you begin to expand your perspective. That's what's drawing your reality to you. And as you have more experiences of that, it just continues to expand. You get more of what you are, period. You don't get what you think you need. You don't get what you want. The council says a desire that you've had for a really, really, really long time, that you've really wanted, and you've got all this emotion about it, you've been waiting for it, you've been trying to make it happen, you've been focused on it. In a moment where a whole new thought that you've never imagined before comes in, and it's just a yes, it is stronger than something you've wanted for a really, really, really long time. And I had an experience of this, as I was telling you before we started the call. Within 20 hours, I had a new house in a completely different area I'd never considered. Done. All movers, packers, everything in 20 hours, because it was a brand new wish, dream, desire, and it was just a yes, and it came together.
Mm.
Where a lot of times you can look back at your life and go, oh, I pushed so hard for that. I pushed so hard for that. I pushed so hard for that. A lot of times when we have that energy around something, it's not as powerful as we think it is. Because as much as we say we want it, we have all this resistance about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more you use the word embodiment, and counselor shared that embodiment is going to be more important than ever before. Yeah. You've got to really embody it. You've got to embody it, and yet I'm also telling you that you've never experienced where you're going before. So how do you do that, right? Pretty much we can all agree when we have the conversation of living in heaven on earth, being in a beautiful reality, whatever that is for you, well-being, love, beauty, abundance, freedom, joy, peace, harmony. I think it kind of sums up everything we all want. Whatever it is that you want, whatever you want to experience, it'll come back to one of those things. You want a new job, you want more money because you want the freedom to do what you feel inspired to do when you're inspired to do it. So I'd maybe add inspiration in there, but inspiration, creativity, freedom, these are the things we want. You wouldn't want it if you didn't know what it felt like on some level. So you've had a little glimpse of it, but it being your reality where you live in that space the majority of the time, maybe you've never been there before, but you know, you've seen something beautiful. You've seen at least one beautiful thing in your life. You've had one moment of being inspired. You've had one moment of feeling love. You know what it feels like. Now, in our new reality, we expand that to our way of being. We embody that. And we get what we are. We get more of what we are. You are a force field of consciousness. It's to me, that's so much more powerful than thinking of ourselves as just a soul, right? Because when we kind of anthropomorphize the soul, right? Whenever we think of anything, we put it into form. When we think about our soul, when we think about energy like an angel or a guide or our loved ones on the other side, we always put them in some form. But to put it in form begins to limit it. If you can really hold the awareness that you are a force field of consciousness made up of particles of infinite creation that are not positive or negative, they're just always responding to you. We're projecting these holographic realities, usually about what we don't want. Worry, what we're worried about, we think about the worst possible thing. That's what you're projecting in your force field. I share this lots of times, this idea that I had this prosecuting attorney on one shoulder and a defense attorney on the other shoulder all the time, like arguing my side and their side. And that's you creating, that's me creating a holographic reality that's not happening right now. But in your force field of consciousness, when that's what you're projecting, that's what you're holding your attention on, those particles of infinite creation are responding to what you're projecting or focused on or how you're directing your field. And that's why we often get more of the same instead of what we really, really want. And so one of my favorite things, people say, I really want to be inspired. I'm looking for inspiration. When we really come to understand that giving and receiving are the same energy, we took this energy and we put it into duality, and we made giving one energy and receiving one energy. In oneness, wholeness, pure consciousness, source energy, giving and receiving become one. So whatever you want to receive, when you embody it, if you want more inspiration in your life, but you're saying, I'm not inspired, I'm trying to get inspired. No, choose to get inspired. Choose to focus on inspiration. So go call someone that you care about, that has inspired you in your life, and say, I just want to thank you for that one time you did this for me, or I want you to know how much you've meant to me. or go to the grocery store and just smile at someone and just say, hi, how's your day going? Oh, you look really nice today. Wow, I like your hair. Whatever it is, go out and shine your light and be inspiring to someone. And you will feel so inspired when you embody the very thing that you want to receive, because giving and receiving are the same energy. But that's not what most of us have been trained to do, right? If we're not feeling inspired, we need to force, we need to effort, we need to go do something, we need to make something happen, we have to figure it out. And then we just hold ourselves in this energy of resistance instead of in the energy of creation through embodiment.
And it takes me back to expectancy. We're expecting a result based on that action that isn't going to land because we're not in the reciprocal energy of what we're asking for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is so
People say
fascinating,
all
Sara.
the time, I want to connect into my higher self. I want to learn how to channel. I want to communicate telepathically. I want to hear my guides more clearly. But what they're really saying is, I want someone to tell me what to do. So you're tuning in to your guides. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. And you want them to say, go get that job, or go start that business, or go do that thing, go effort, go try, go force, go make it happen, go take all this action. It's usually not what they're saying. You will know that you have gotten guidance to take action when you're already completed the action before you realized that you were inspired to take the action. That's how infinite intelligence works. Most of the time, what we're being guided to do is come into the moment, be in our power, slow down, expand this force field of consciousness that you are, get into alignment to all that you are, to the truth of what you are, and be in your power. Because you will draw to you. Reality moves through you, not by you out there running around doing things. So it's a very different way of being in new energy and new consciousness than what we learned in a level of consciousness that was based on a lot of lack and limitation. And now you get to expand beyond that and live life from this expansive, beautiful place of freedom and joy and love and well-being and prosperity that is here for you.
This is so wonderful. Y'all, I cannot tell you how much I recommend that you listen to this call again and get into this energy, because this isn't esoteric wisdom, even though it is. It's very grounded. It's really how to be embodied in the new energies that we're creating in. And Sara, I know you're going to take everybody deeper in the special offer and the Create Your New Reality course. And I highly recommend that you guys go deeper with Sara into this. This is how to create a new reality, period. I mean, it's just that simple. And it seems like it's been elusive, but I think perhaps that our old definition of success is not serving us anymore, and we're feeling it more than we ever have. And so there's a new way that you get to define it based on what's true for you and the guidance that you receive and the relationship that you have with that. So everybody, April, you already know what I'm gonna say. April's gonna type in this link for the special offer in the chat box here on the Zoom call. So get back on the chat box if you're not in there and click on the link there, or go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Sara23, SARA, and the number 23. And it'll take you to that same special offer page. And Sara, will you go through what everybody's going to access as they participate in this course?
Yes, and I will tell you, this special offer just came from complete divine guidance, because in the midst of all my moving and things going on, I thought, when am I going to have time to write that special offer? What am I going to do? A week ago, I had no clue what this, and And again, here's the story that I want to tell. I want to tell the old story that I'm that kid that like got straight A's and always got things done early and likes to please the teacher, right? I want April to be happy with me. So I really want to get my special offer all to you in the 2 weeks advance notice that you request, but it doesn't always flow that way. And I sat down a couple times to write it, and it just didn't flow. I had no idea what we were going to do in the special offer a week ago. And all of a sudden I woke up the next day and I'm like, oh, I can see that. I could see the image of what the picture was going to be. Create your new reality came to my mind. I could see the energy of it. And what the council basically said is, this is going to be a 4-week group channeled session, but it's not going to be a lot of sharing and a lot of Q&A. It is going to be a literally elevating your consciousness and your awareness to new thoughts, new ways. And that is what this 4-week, and I thought, well, maybe we could do it every other week and do it. And then I was like, no, 4 weeks. These 4 weeks, we're going to absolutely take our ways of thinking to a whole nother level, right? It's how many times have you driven the same road, but when you start to think about going a new way, and you start looking for new ways, and you start going down a whole new path, well, our brains are exactly the same. We have these neural pathways in our brain, and we just sort of revert to the ingrained pathway that we've always had. And you have the ability, this is how powerful you are and how powerful our brains are. You can create a new path in your brain, a new way, anytime you want. You can step into higher levels of perspectives and awarenesses and consciousness and create a whole new reality. So this special offer is 4 live video Zoom channeled calls with the council, a bit of integration with me, Q&A with the council, but really with the intention of, we are going into the new. We're not going to talk about old stories. We're not going to talk about old questions. We're going to talk about how we really take these 4 calls to expand to a new perspective, into a new level of consciousness, to ride the wave of this new energy that is coming in over the next month, and really, really take yourself into creating a whole new reality. So the offer part itself is 4 live group channeled sessions with myself and the council. They're going to be awesome. The replays will be available if you can't attend the live calls, no problem. I truly believe anybody who's ever going to listen to it, whether you're listening to it live or on the replay, or you purchase the special offer sometime in the future, your consciousness is there. You will hear it exactly when you're meant to hear it. You'll hear exactly what you're meant to hear. And I always encourage people to listen to them over and over and over again. And then just as a bonus, we threw in, I believe it was 9 really awesome MP3s of channeled messages just from the council. So if you want to focus on being a powerful creator, turn on the MP3. It's about 45 minutes. You can take a nap, you can go for a walk, you can sit and take notes, whatever you want to do. But these are literally activations that take you into a whole nother level of consciousness, which will all serve in really creating those new pathways and opening up these new energy, new consciousness, and coming into a whole new reality. And you don't need to know what you want that reality to be. In fact, I encourage you to, as much as you can, just let go of your attachments, your expectations, all the specific things you think. Give yourself the experience of this 4-part group session to create a whole new reality. And I can promise you, if all of a sudden some idea or inspiration comes in that you have never imagined before, you have no idea how powerful that desire is. When it just, there's no resistance, there's no limitation. You're just in the flow. You let energy and light guide you. It's just a choiceless. It comes to you. It's amazing. So all for $97, John. I know you offer a 2-payment plan. Right. I really encourage everybody to do it. We don't want to spend the whole call talking about the special offer, I know, but I want you guys to be there, and I want you guys to join me. It's going to be so much fun. And I know the council is just going to take us into a whole new reality in this 4 group live channel sessions with the council.
No, this is wonderful. And I'm going to spend more time on the special offer. and deservedly so. Y'all, this is huge. And I'm not going to downplay it for the sake of being polite or not sounding salesy or any other that BS that may come up, the different interpretations. This is huge. If you guys really want to shift your energy, if you want to get into the power of your creation, and we've all been asking for it, I'm going to join up on this. I'm going because I'm ready for another layer of it as well. And there's those places that are uncomfortable in me that want to create and don't know how, or maybe they're in old belief systems and all that. We all hold it in one way or another. But to get into this energy and into an environment that supports that and invoking you into your power, I'm telling you, sign up for this course. This is strong. This is anchoring in. This is embodiment and connection. Everything that y'all have been looking for. I cannot recommend this enough. Take advantage of it. The links in the chat box. Go, if you can't find it in the chat box, open up a new browser window. Type in beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Sarah23. When you open it up, click the Buy Now button. You can choose 1 or 2 payments. It'll take you to the shopping cart page. You can do PayPal, credit card. It'll take you 3 minutes. If, like me, you know your credit card number off the top of your head or your PayPal link, it'll take you right in there. You'll receive a receipt and you'll get the downloads. If you don't get the downloads within 20 minutes, check your spam folder. If it's not there, type in the support. We will make sure you get it one way or another and start taking advantage of the MP3s, the information that's in there, the transmissions. Go to sleep with it, run with it, eat with it, whatever you want to do with it, and show up for those live calls. I cannot recommend this program enough. And
the MP3s are all available now. So as soon as you go in and register, you'll get the link. All the MP3s are available now. They're incredible. Coming into the heart of creation, becoming a powerful creator within your own reality, riding the wave of new energy, allowing yourself all the way into the heart of creation. I mean, there's so many awesome ones in there. And if you get a chance to listen to them beforehand, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But the live calls will just be such a incredible complement to that as we get started. And they'll be starting 2 weeks from today. October 8th is the first one. So October 8th through the 29th, I think it is. And it's going to be incredible. It's just going to be incredible. So if it's a yes, then do it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I always tell people, just trust yourself, trust the energy, allow it to be choiceless. You might know not why, you may not know why it's choiceless for you, but it might just be like, I know I need to do this. And hopefully we'll see you there. So
that's wonderful.
It's gonna be fun.
Again, the links in the chat box, y'all, you can find it there. You already know where to find the browser. Again, $97, 2 payment option if that's what you choose. Sarah, people are asking at what time the calls start.
The calls are at 3 p.m. Pacific time, but all of them will be recorded. You will have the replays. We always get the replays out within a few hours, usually. The same day, you'll get the replay. So if you want to submit a question via email and you can't join the live call, that's totally fine too. So you can get on those calls, and then right afterwards, you can jump on John's call, and you can have like the most incredible Thursdays in the month of October.
Back to back, yes.
Right, back to back.
Back to back with Sarah and John. Awesome. Y'all take advantage of it. You know where to find it. Let's open up to Q&A, Sarah. I want to get into some questions that come in from the audience. If anyone wants to ask your personal question live, raise your hand and I'll start promoting y'all to panelists. And I'm going to start reading some questions from the chat as well. So I'll start going through some of the chat questions as you're answering the first call. But Linda, let's get you to unmute, please.
Hi, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, John. Thank you, Sarah. I've
Hi, Linda.
so many times that I've never been able to talk to you. I'm so thrilled.
Well, it's so wonderful to talk to you. You are so beautiful. Hello.
Thank you. So are you. You're gorgeous. So, and John, very handsome.
Thank you.
I'm just really glad to be on the show. Do my guides have any personal messages for me at this time? I just started a new job and I'm hoping that it'll work out. And I don't know how I can help him the best.
It's going to sound like the simplest answer in the world, but
What?
so you're working for a gentleman, right? You took a job working for a man that you're going to be supporting?
Once a week, yeah.
Once a week. Okay. I want you to remember this, no matter what.
Okay.
You might think your job is whatever clerical support options that you have, but if you can just remember, the greatest way you can ever serve anyone is just to love them. Love them. Just love him.
Yeah.
Just see the divine in him, love him. Don't come, it's such a wonderful practice to come to this place of wholeness within yourself. There is nothing you need from this man. There is nothing you want. You just get to show up and be, because you love yourself, because you accept yourself, because you celebrate yourself. You can love him. You can accept him. You can understand him. And the power that you have in your life, when that's how you show up, just love him. Just love him. And let this be an adventure and see where it takes you. And enjoy the unfolding and enjoy the journey.
Well,
So
thank
I'm
you
not
very
sure
much.
if that's from your guides or that's from me, but that's in my opinion, that's the highest answer for you.
Thank you both very, very much. I appreciate
Thank you, Linda.
Sarah.
You're glowing. You're absolutely
Thank you.
glowing. Congratulations on your new adventure. It sounds like fun.
It is. I did it today, and I got to give him a massage, and he really liked it. So that was
Oh,
great.
wonderful. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Linda.
Thank you, John.
Of course. Oh my gosh, she's so freaking cute.
She's
Hey,
so cute. She's glowing. She's
yes, she is.
adorable.
My
I love
God,
it.
you're making me happier just like listening to you. It's amazing. So Mark Rogers has a question. Mark, thanks for writing in. So Mark says, I sort of understand not being too specifics since it'll limit, but how do you create a new manifestation without some specifics? For example, just better job does not seem to energize me. I have to be imagining some particulars in order to get exciting about it, but aren't particular specifics.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
So just feel into it. What would be kind of fun? What would be interesting? What would be neat? When you ask the question, what would my perfect day be? When you get up in the morning and you start with this question, what would my perfect day be? When you're in the corporate world and you're sitting in traffic, I mean, I guess we don't really sit in traffic much anymore with COVID, but some people might. So or you're isolated all day or whatever it is, if you ask that question and it's like, I want the freedom to wake up when I want to wake up, and I want to do what I love, and I want to connect with people that are amazing, and I love technology, or I love spirituality, or I love creating, or I love working with my hands, whatever it is. You can be very general. And the funny thing is, we all think we all want the same things, but we so totally don't. There is this guidance system that knows where you are. And you could probably relate. I used to think I was like in charge of all of this. Like, okay, I got the vision board, right, Mark? You're like, I'm going to be really specific about this. You're going to put all the things you want in this perfect job on the vision board or the perfect life or whatever. And then when you get some of them, you go, oh, see how smart I am? Like, I put it on the vision board and I got it, right? I now kind of think it maybe works the other way. You mentioned the reverse engineering, creating your new reality. I actually am starting to think that spirit puts these little inspirations in our field, right? You have a little dream about, like for me, right? I wanted a red barn and a horse, right? I don't live in any place where I could have a horse, and I don't have a red barn. Why a red barn? Where did that come from, right? So Mark, there's these things that you, that specifically speak to your heart, whether it's relationships or lifestyle or a job or dreams and aspirations. There are things that are for you, and they can be really general. And if you will just stay in the energy of holding space for it instead of trying to make it happen, right? You're a force field of consciousness made up of particles of infinite creation. The more expansive you are, the more you allow, and the more the universe can deliver to you, the more that source can deliver to you. And so, yeah, one of my favorite things is it's like, yeah, I want that. I like that. I want more of that. That's really good. I want more of that. Nope, not that. Yep. Right? So we usually do the opposite. I don't want to be in this job anymore. I don't want to drive anymore. I don't want to be in a cubicle anymore. I don't want to work with that person anymore. I don't want to do, we think all we do is go, we focus on what we don't want instead of just going, nope, okay, here's what I really want, right? So Mark, if you can get really excited about the things you do love, the things you do enjoy, the things that would be fun for you, the experiences you do want to have, how you want to live your life fully, some of those things might be kind of specific. Some of those things might be kind of general. And if you will focus more on that than what you don't want, it makes it really easy for those particles of infinite creation that are always available to you and responding to you to begin to move into a form that reflects to you the energy of what it is that you really want to create.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful answer. And the way that you did, Sarah. Thank you so much for that. And Mark, great question. Let's go to a live caller now. Christine, let's get you on the call. So if you can unmute yourself, it'd be wonderful.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, Christine.
And John, nice to meet you. I'm first time in this.
Christine, can you pause for just a second? I think you may have two microphones on, maybe a phone and a computer. If you can turn one off, that'd be great.
Okay, great. I'm so happy to be here live today. My first time here to meet John and Sarah. And I don't know what to ask, but I just, maybe at this moment in my life, I have the good fortune to meet two of you. So I want some message or guide from you. Yeah, because at this moment of my life, I need some like inspiration how to move on my next journey into the new energy or new reality.
Great question. It's kind of, if I sum it up, it's sort of, what's my purpose, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What's my purpose? So this is an interesting thing when we get into this question of what's my purpose, right? It means that wherever we are is not where we're supposed to be. Where am I going? What should I do next? What's my purpose, right? And so we create this gap. And then we're always looking for something out there that we're supposed to do, or that'll be the thing. And so let me ask you a different question. What is it that you most want for the people that you love in your life? If you think about the people that you really love the most in your life, that mean the most to you, that you care about the most, what do you most want for the people that you love?
I want them to be happy. Yeah.
And what does happiness mean to you?
Mean like enjoy the love and enjoy the life and just being like playful. Yeah. This maybe my definition of happiness.
John, do you just feel like so deeply happy when you look at Christine right now?
I do. I'm just like, this is so, I was just thinking to myself, I freaking love the colors today. It's like, I just feel so elevated in such a beautiful way. Yeah.
So Christine, you are emanating joy and happiness in your being as you're talking. And that is your purpose. You do not have to wait for anything to change. You do not have to go anywhere. Your purpose is to embody just exactly like what you're doing right now. Consciously, intentionally embody joy and happiness. And you will notice that people in your life, that's one of the things they count on you for. Oh, Christine's always so happy. I just feel happy when I'm around her. If you go to work, if you go to your family, if you go to friends, if you go to the supermarket, you bring that happiness everywhere you go. Bring that joy. Be the joy and the happiness that you most want for the people that you love. Do it consciously, do it intentionally, and know that in doing so, you are living your purpose. Right here, right now, you're not waiting for anything. And you will absolutely draw to you in your radiance, in your joy, in your magnificence, you will draw to you opportunities, connections, possibilities, ideas, inspirations, people, everything you need and more will come with you embodying that joy and happiness that is just beaming from you right now.
Well, Christine, I want to give you a little perspective because this can be really interesting.
Okay.
Because, Sarah, a lot of times we don't know that we're being our purpose because we're just being it. It's so natural. It's like, but I'm just being me. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to find something outside of me to be more of me than I am. But when you notice how people respond to you, what brings you joy when you're in that lightness of being, it's bringing that awareness back into yourself. And it's so important. So Christine, you didn't even know that you were being your purpose when you're asking your question and just sharing your energy with us. And it's so beautiful. But we can be so blind to it because, again, we look outside of ourselves for something that is already lit up inside of us.
Or we dim our light and compare ourselves.
Yeah.
We're always looking to be accepted and understood. And yet when we don't accept ourselves and we don't truly, deeply embrace who we are, then we create a reality because we're perceiving that we're not understood. We're perceiving that we're not accepted. We're perceiving that we're not appreciated. And we're creating that reality. One of the most profound things that happened to me, I was in the corporate world for many years, and I was a closet spiritual person, right? Anytime I wasn't working, I was reading some spiritual book, I was reading some channel thing, I was listening to Wayne Dyer or whatever. I was just a complete closet spiritual enthusiast, I guess you could say. But I separated my life. My spirituality went over here, and my corporate professionalism went over there. And when I left my corporate career to do this work, I remember someone coming to me and saying, and this was a client that I don't ever remember talking about spirituality with or anything like that. And he said, I'm really gonna miss your spiritual influence in my life. How you always had something so spiritual to say about things. He goes, I really appreciated that. And I thought, whoa, right? Like, here's the thing I was trying to hide. I was trying to make it separate. I didn't think I was living authentically at all because I wasn't talking about my spirituality in a way that I felt like I would be understood or celebrated. And yet it's the thing that people most rely on you for. Yeah, you might not be perfectly joyful and happy all the time. That's okay. That's okay. But when you really embody your deeper purpose in the world, like what John was just mentioning, then you really do find that you are there most all of the time. And I want to invite all of us to remember that one of the things that we do, I believe, that robs us of all of the joy and the happiness that are here for you. Joy is the basis of our life experience. The thing that we do is we judge ourselves. We judge ourselves for where we are, what we've done, why we're not where we think we should be, why we're not like this person and why we're not like that person, instead of just really being who you are and loving yourself fully and living fully, whatever that means to you. What does living your life fully mean to you? Not what am I supposed to do? How do I want to live my life fully? Am I loving fully? Am I really being who I really am? And when you start making those the things that you think about and focus on and how you perceive your life, you'll really feel like you're living your purpose and you know you're exactly where you're meant to be.
Christine, thank you for calling in
Thank
and
you.
for joining us today. It's wonderful to meet you. Yes. Oh, so good.
And I love your necklace, Christine.
And I love the color of your shirt. You're matching us. So
Yeah.
that's probably why I called you. Good job getting the memo.
See, she's not a closet spiritual enthusiast because you can't be a closet spiritual enthusiast with a beautiful crystal like that. She's way more out of the closet than I was.
Let me tell you. How funny. All right, so we have a question. Joseph, thank you for writing this. And it's going to be interesting to see how Sarah answers this. So Joseph writes, I've devoted my life to assisting others. And lately, my level of inspiration and optimism for our future has dwindled. My energy is being drawn at such a high level as the healing of our world intensifies. I just feel lost at times. Anything you might say that could be greatly appreciated.
Yes. Open, open, open up to receive, 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 receive. Focus on receiving, receiving, receiving. And
you could just stop right there, but yeah, tell us more.
Okay.
Questions,
The greatest gift you ever give anyone is your presence. Your presence. Your presence presents to others the most beautiful gift. So just be present. Just your presence. And be open, and allow yourself to receive. I can't emphasize this enough. I don't think there's anybody on this call that is not a giver, that is not deeply desiring to be in service, that doesn't want to make a positive impact on the world. You're not listening to this if you don't want to contribute and heal and serve and make this world a better place. I totally understand. John totally understands. We are givers. The thing that changes your life is coming in to a place of really receiving all that is here for you and has been all along. And oh my gosh, how hard I worked at not receiving. You with me on this, John?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite analogies, it's like, I asked this question, right? What do you need to most let go of? I was doing this meditation visualization exercise, and the question was, what do you most need to let go of? So I'm leading this exercise, this meditation, as I'm also doing the process myself. I saw myself standing on a kitchen counter, trying to reach a glass at the very top of the shelf. I had jumped on the kitchen counter, and there was, in my visualization, there was people standing all around me. And instead of asking for someone to support me and grab the glass for me, please, in my meditation, I saw myself standing on the counter, doing it all on my own. Can anybody else relate to doing it all on your own all the time?
Yeah, absolutely.
So open up and let yourself be supported and let yourself receive. It can be so easy and effortless and harmonious when you just say, what do I need right now to bring myself into balance? It's usually opening up and just receiving. Even if receiving some space for yourself is what you receive, it will change everything for you. So
wonderful. So a little exercise that I want to give to everybody on the call. When you come back and listen to the replay, and we'll have the replay up a little bit later this evening, and I'm telling you, come back and listen. Take advantage of the special offer. Both. This is a huge conversation, and it's so attuned to just like burst open new potentiality. But as you come back and listen or rewind, whatever you need to do, when Sara invited us to receive, when she invited you to receive, not just Joseph, I want you to put yourself in Joseph's seat. Receive. Feel into your body. If there's any point of resistance, notice your breath. How are you breathing? Did you exhale? It's like, oh yeah, I just melt into that invitation. Or did something tense up? Or did your mind go somewhere? Where did the flow of your energy go when the invitation to receive came up for you? And this is just to notice so that we can start noticing the flow that comes up within us. Again, we're building that self-intimacy when different prompts that are here to support us, or maybe prompts that are old patterns and old stories. And when we start having the somatic experience, we start allowing the emotions to come in, we start allowing the intelligence of our body to let us know kind of where we are. It's huge. And so this is just so wonderful, but it's a great practice to bring awareness where we are personally, when different things that would seem to be for our benefit cause a contraction or cause us a shift in our behavior of our habits that feel perhaps uncomfortable because we're so used to having it a certain way. And so it's an invitation because it's new energies, y'all, new possibilities, new realities that are being created. And there's going to be a little bit of this happening, stepping into the new, but to go through that flow of it, it's so beautiful. And you will not regret saying yes to an unknown that's waiting to love you beyond measure of what you have known before. So this is wonderful. Before I take the next question, Sara, again, everybody, the special offer. April, would you mind typing in the link into the chat box again, please, so everybody doesn't have to scroll up again? April's going to type it into the chat box. God, you're fast. And you can also find the special offer again by going to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Sara23. Take you to that same page. 4 live classes, all these additional MP3s, transmissions that you can just like bathe in and swim in this crystalline energy with Sara. Again, I just cannot recommend what Sara's offering today enough. And for $97, it is a gift beyond gifts. So I do hope that you say yes to it. It really is. Thank you for this.
Can I add one thing to what you were just saying? You
can add as many things as you want to, of course.
I like to share some of the really powerful things that come out of either group sessions that I do or private sessions. And I was with a client and we were having this conversation of something was there, but she didn't really know what it was. And the question came, can you receive love for not doing anything at all? Can you really receive being loved for not doing anything at all? For just being you? And it's so funny how we learned that what do we have to do? We have to do something in order to be loved. We have to do something in order to receive. We have to do. Hey, I'm just telling you right now, whether I know you personally or not, I can bet you've done enough in this lifetime to receive for all eternity infinite love and infinite abundance and infinite well-being and the support and guidance and love of infinite intelligence. You already have done everything you need to do. Not that there was anything you ever needed to do. But can you really receive love and abundance and well-being and support and harmony and peace in your life just for being you?
It's so
now,
beautiful.
The thing is, like you were saying, John, there's just so much stuff that you do that's just so natural to you. It's just being for you.
Uh-huh.
And so are there things you do? Yeah, but it's from a state of being. From a state of being, all things are done through you. When the council first started talking about being, I found it really kind of annoying. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, am I being, right? Am I allowing? Like, why do they keep talking about allowing? Am I allowing? or realization. That's my favorite one. I was having this conversation today with someone. How do I know when I'm in a realization? And he said, I have these moments where I'm in complete bliss and total oneness, and I'm just in this expanse of energy and blah, 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 blah. He goes, but how do I know when I'm in realization? I'm like, well, when you're in realization, you don't have to ask that question. When you were in those blissful, beautiful, loving, expansive states, you weren't asking the question, am I allowing? Am I receiving? Am I being? You know you are. So don't push so hard, and don't judge yourself for where you are. Don't judge yourself. Love yourself. Just like what we talked about with Linda. Love yourself and love others, and everything else just gets a lot easier.
Yeah, it does. It's so wonderful. I was in Mount Shasta 4 years ago, and I was sitting in the salt and the mineral waters, just in so much gratitude for life and everything, and felt so abundant in so many ways. And I just kept asking, okay, guide me to the next place. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. And it's like, and my guides were, and my counsel, whoever was coming in, my higher self. It's like, but what do you want? But what do you want? I want to serve. You know, guide me. Everything's been so amazing. I want to serve. No, but what do you want? And then the question is, and it points exactly to what you were saying, what if you already did everything that you came here to do? What will you create with your life now if you don't have to be of service? If you fulfilled your mission, if you will. And I had to sit with that for hours. I argued with them back and forth, but just guide me, just lead me, just guide me, just lead me. I'll show up wherever you tell me.
What to do.
Tell me what to do. Exactly. Which is the point earlier. Tell me what to do. And the gift from them is like, we love you so much that we're giving you the best gift that we can give you. And it's what you're pointing to, Sarah. We want to give you the gift of awe and wonder. And so we're not going to tell you what to do because we'll be robbing you of that gift. So it's so beautiful. And it's in the being. In the being. Nothing else to do. If you did everything that you came here to do, now what? Amazing.
I'm pretty sure the greatest thing you do to serve others is to live the life that you want to live for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just pausing on that, y'all, because that is not only just beautiful words, that is a prayer and an acknowledgement and an honoring. So thank you for that. Yeah. Let's get to another caller. Judy, are you still on the line? Judy,
Yes,
Judy.
John.
Hi. I haven't seen you in forever. Hi.
Hi. There's been some unusual things happening for me, and that's probably why. So I snuck off. I thought you were going to catch me. I really did. So my question to Sarah, and Sarah, I agreed with you when you first got on, and you said John is one of your most favorite people on the planet. And I totally adore this man. So I'm right there with you. And Sarah, you are rapidly, I shouldn't say rapidly because I've been following you and listening to you and hearing you and for years. So you too are a great person on this planet. I was wondering if you could give me a little bit of insight on you know, I know that we are creating things, and I have been feeling it's been more difficult for me to manage my emotions, and some of them I'm afraid would create things that I don't want to happen, and mostly out of lack of focus, I think, is where it's coming from, and distractions. And I'm wondering if you could, I don't know if that's too vague. I was wondering.
No, I think you got it. I think you got it. You, it may be just you asking the question, and this, I think, is very common. Just you clearly focusing on asking the question that you want answered allows the answer to come to you. You answered your question in asking it. It's about focusing your thoughts, your attention, what you're focused on. Hey, the great news is the worrisome, fearful thoughts aren't really of a very high vibration. It takes a long time for them to manifest. And here's what the council would say to you. Oh, well, you created it, so what? Recreate, recreate, recreate. We think that, oh, I created this and this is what I'm stuck with forever. No, just recreate something else. If you're stressed and all of a sudden you have a headache, most times what we do is, oh, I created this. And then we go into shaming and judging ourselves. I created this. I need to fix it. Now I need to fix this thing that I created. And I feel guilty about it. And I feel, see, I don't get it. See, I just can't do this. And we go into shame and we start judging ourselves. Who cares? You got a headache. Go take a nap and recreate something else. And when you get into a better feeling place, just a little more peaceful. This is my favorite question right now, or one of them. I kind of have some favorites, but what do I need right now to bring myself into balance? And if you just ask that question, it might be a glass of water. It might be just turn everything off for a minute and take some deep breaths. But it's okay to ask yourself, what do I need right now to be in balance? And so the questions you're asking are really determining the level of answers, inspiration, wisdom, guidance that comes to you. So when you can clearly formulate what it is that you're choosing, the question you're asking, the experience you want to have, ask the question clearly. It is about focus. So emotions, you mentioned emotions. When you catch yourself being emotional about something, stop, don't judge yourself. You are not your emotions. It's okay to have some emotions, but step back for a moment and go, what was I thinking about? What was it? Because it's a thought or some way of thinking that's then affecting your emotions. Your emotions held over time and continually reinforced by that limited thinking is what is affecting the way that you feel, which is affecting your vibration and what you're creating, right? So it comes back to the thoughts you're thinking. And if you can stop in that moment and go, sometimes I just have to tell myself, stop it, just stop it. Like, stop thinking, shut up. And I just have to come into the moment and be like, okay, everything is always working out for me. There's only love. I always have everything I need and more. I know in some way this is serving me. You just got to start observing, being conscious, being aware, and start then focusing your thoughts on a much deeper truth that will begin to move your emotions into a better feeling place.
I guess it's learning to deal with grief. And
so what's the grief?
Pardon me?
Learning to deal with grief sounds sort of like you're stuck in this emotion that you're helpless to get out of.
I don't know if I don't know. I'm getting out. I'm choosing. I am choosing to move. And I guess I'm expecting things to happen faster.
But why do you want things to move? Because you want to experience what? You want to feel what?
More joy.
So what things bring you joy?
Oh, my grandchildren, nature, animals. I mean, you know, the whole world does in so many ways. I've gotten rid of things that don't give me joy, like television.
Right.
which is wonderful. But yeah, there's a lot of
really simple thing.
Okay.
If you would focus on what can I do right now that would bring me joy?
Mm-hmm.
What brings me joy? What can I do right now that would bring me joy? Call your grandkids, go out for a walk, pet the cat, pet the dog, turn on a YouTube video of baby goats jumping on each other, whatever it is. I know this sounds simple. It has the power to transform all grief. Now, if you just focus on that and you continue to focus on the joy and really go deeper into it, really feel it, really be consciously aware that you created that joy. You went into your imagination and said, what would bring me joy? You got an image of that thing. You created that experience, and now you're living it. You created that joy. That's the power you have.
Mm-hmm.
You are not stuck in grief. You can create today a reality of joy. We get more of what we are. The more you focus on joy, the more consciously and intentionally you experience joy. The council uses the word being totally satiated, which means every single one of your senses, if every single one of your senses are focused on joy, then your thinking mind is not out there running the show, defocusing you on what it is you want more of. I hope that's helpful.
That is helpful, and you always are. And the energy that I feel coming through with that message, it just has my head tingling. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love you, Judy. And Judy, as you come back and listen to the replay, I want you to notice the expression on your face the first time that Sara said to get out of it. Because it wasn't this thinking mind. It wasn't this, I don't know how. You actually laughed. I was like, yeah, I know.
You know.
So you already had it. And so then you went into, but this and but that, but this other thing, but this. And then she's just showing you the doorways that are available to you for you to step into your knowing. For you to step into the knowing. It's so beautiful. So it's not elusive. It's right there. You even laughed at it. You laughed at the thought that you were somehow stuck. And how beautiful is that? So congratulations. Come back and listen to the replay. Y'all, we're going to run the replay again. We'll send that out a little bit later this evening. They'll run all week long. Come back and listen to it. This call is just amazingly magical.
John,
yes.
How did 1.5 hours just pass? How did 90 minutes just happen?
Well, we're in joy. There is no time.
I thought we were 28 minutes into the call. I'm like, oh, it's 5:28. Oh, perfect. And I'm like, oh wait, it's 6:28. That was just an hour and a half. It's, you know what? We can expand time and we can fill it with joy and happiness and love and connection and inspiration. That's how you make time start serving you. And
yeah, one of my awarenesses around time, it came to me just so clearly through a channel, is time is where my presence is, period.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. And it's just, here we are in that presence. So it's so beautiful. Y'all, the special offer, Sara, I'm joining the calls. I've got a crazy month, but I'm going to join the calls also. This is just so important for me, for my heart and my joy and how I want to create in the new and what's coming up for me. I can't recommend it enough. Again, the link, April, I'm sure is going to type it into the chat box again because she owes us. There it is. You know where to find it. $97, 2 payment options, 4 live calls, all these additional MP3s are just like, it's just like energy for the soul. It's so beautiful. I look forward to seeing y'all on the special offer. And Sara, as we're wrapping up today's call, is there final words that you want to leave us all with?
I just want to leave you all with so much love. I absolutely promise you, wherever you are, whatever you're going through, whatever you, I'm getting a little bit emotional as I say this, but I promise you, no matter what, that you can lift yourself out of lack, limitation, struggle. You can come into the heart of creation and you can choose the reality that you want to create for you. Mm-hmm. You have the power. And to believe that you are ever powerless to come into this life and really be the creator that you are was just a game we played. You know, it's just not that big of a deal, and it's just not as serious as we think it is sometimes. So allow yourself to come into this place where you start imagining. What is the greatest potential that you can imagine for yourself? What is the grandest experience that you can imagine for yourself? What is the highest vision you have for your life? Just play with that. Just play with that. It has the power to shift your perspective. When you just expand your awareness and your consciousness and you just open up and start perceiving things in a new way, everything begins to change and your life can be beyond your wildest dreams. I promise you. And it can come together in ways that are so miraculous and so amazing when you just allow yourself to receive and love and be who you are. Love yourself fully, love fully, live fully, be all that you are. Anything and everything is possible for you. I have so much love for you. Thank you so much, John. I love you, my dear friend, April, and this entire BTO community. I will see you all on the 4-week, 4-part series of Create Your New Reality. It's going to be, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I love you too. And I love all of y'all. It's just this flow. It just can't stop.
Yeah.
And I receive you as well. So thank you. I feel the love coming in also. And I say yes. And it's a gift. And it makes me well up in the beauty that's emanated from you, from your light, from your intention, from the purity of that. So thank you. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you for this energy. I bow to every one of you. Namaste. And I'll see you on the next call. Have a great evening.
Bye.